What's going on? Brian, your flying mentor, back with another video. So we got more information. I'm going to give you an update as to what I think actually happened with this aircraft. So basically, what I can see, all right, from what I can see with the new videos, initially, let me tell you this. I thought wind shear or microburst, right? I was thinking microburst. You know, I was looking at the track across the ground for the aircraft, and I saw how, you know, on final, it appeared to get a little slow. You know, I'm not really up on all the approach speeds for the CRJ, but it appeared to get slow on final, and it that checks, you know, with the microburst, right? Like when you're flying into one, your airspeed is going to decay, right? And then, you know, you fly into it and it pushes you into the ground at a rate of about 6,000, 7,000 feet per minute. All right, there's not a lot of aircraft out there that can defeat that, you know, especially that low to the ground. So that's my initial thoughts when I was seeing, you know, the first video clips, and I was seeing, you know, how the plane, you know, made contact with the ground initially. You know, there was snow on the ground. I don't think it was snowing, but it was snow on the ground, and the snow was being just blown all over the place. So, you know, you got some visibility obscurations and stuff like that. When you look at the flight data and where this aircraft touched down, it touched down close to the threshold, right? So if it's shooting the ILS, which, you know, this crew was shooting the ILS runway 23, you know, if you're following the ILS all the way, you know, to the deck, you're gonna touch down around 1,000-foot markers, right? And they touched down, you know, well before the 1,000-foot markers. So, you know, it's certain things that I'm looking at. I'm just like, man, you know, like, why did that happen, right? You know, why did that happen? Not gonna point blame or anything at the crew, but I'm just gonna say, look at it, why did it happen? So from this angle of this video that I'm about to show you right here, I see that everything was looking okay right up until touchdown. And you can see on touchdown, right, the aircraft is coming through, it touches down and lands really hard, right? Lands really hard. And that causes the right main gear to collapse, which caused the right wing to dig into the ground, ripping it off, right? The left wing is still producing lift. So now we're, you know, getting up on the side of the aircraft and it's sliding like this. And then it rolls over on his belly, and then, you know, it's on his backside, skidding down the runway. So we want to figure out why did that happen. You know, like I said, initially I thought, you know, microburst, but I'm looking at the footage, and it looked like everything was pretty much controlled right up until touchdown, and they, you know, broke the wing off. So the question is now, did the crew exceed the crosswind component for the aircraft, the crosswind limitations for the aircraft? Did they exceed that? You know, I'm just kind of you know, things that I'm just thinking about, right? It was, you know, they're landing on runway 23. The winds were out of the west, 270 at, you know, I think something like, you know, 23, gusting 38 or something like that. So, you know, given those wind conditions, that's a pretty significant crosswind that they're dealing with, you know, and I know that the CRJ has really awesome performance, and I know that the crew is highly trained and they do this stuff all day, you know, but what happened in this instance, right? So let's take a look at the video. Max down. So just look at the way that it just touched down. Everything is looking normal right up until touchdown. And I mean, just based off that, right? Like, you know, when you're watching these airplanes land, and you know, for pilots out there, you know, you go into a flare. I didn't see one in this instance, right? It looked like they literally just skipped the flare part and touched down really hard. So, you know, there's some things, you know, there's questions out there, you know. Why were they traveling at a airspeed to where, you know, they wouldn't be able to flare and that they would just land real hard? We know that being pilots, you know, you have to add that gust factor for your airspeed. You know, there's calculations that you do, and you're going to bring in a little bit more airspeed than you normally would carry into the landing. So if anything, they should have been a little bit faster. You know, why weren't they? And like I said, you look at the flight data, and you know, you're like, okay, they're touching down close to the threshold. You know, what happened between, you know, on short final to cause them to come in slower and then touch down early like they did? You know, I just, you know, and you know, no flare and landing as hard as they did. What happened?
Oh, no.
You see it just flips over and skidding down the runway. And it is just amazing.
This airplane just crashed.
It is just amazing that anyone survived that, you know. But man, thank goodness that everybody's all right.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know, check it out one more time. All right, so you see it touch down. All the flames are coming because, you know, the fuel is stored in the wings. Yeah, so all the flames, that's why you see all the flames right now. That right wing is being ripped off. You see the left wing. See the left wing up in the air right here. All right, left wing tip up there. That left wing is still producing lift, so it's going to inevitably flip it over onto its side or onto its backside.
Oh no. Oh,
This is like the best view of it. Best
Tower,
view.
you seeing this airplane just crash into 3?
But I also, you know, this brings up another question, right? Like, okay, you're an airline pilot, you're flying all day. Why does this pilot have his camera out right now filming this particular flight? You know, I'm just, you know, just throwing things out there, right? Like, did they hear them say something over the radio that, you know, the pilot is like, hold on, I got to get this on video, you know, because normally you're sitting there at the end of the runway and you're waiting for that plane to land so you can take off. You know, this pilot was recording the whole thing. So, you know, why was this pilot recording? Did they say something? Did the crew say something? Did air traffic control say something that, you know, would spark that type of reaction from the pilot to pull out the phone while they're sitting there waiting to, you know, line up on the runway and take off? You know, pull out his phone and videotape this aircraft landing. So there's a whole lot more questions, but hey, as the updates come out, I'll keep putting out the videos and what I think about it. So let's see if we can find another one. There's all sorts of good stuff.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But that is just absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. You know, this video right here. This is the video that we just touchdown. Oops, over.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Facts of the matter around this event that happened at approximately 2:30 p.m. is Delta Airlines Flight 4819 from Minneapolis to Toronto, operated by subsidiary Endeavor Air, was involved in a single
Getting some more
aircraft
angles
accident
of
upon
this
landing
event.
at Toronto Pearson. The plane was carrying 4 crew and 76 passengers, among them 22 Canadians.
Everything, drop it. Come on. Don't take no damage.
And you know what? Shout out to the crew. Shout out to those flight attendants getting everybody off that airplane. And it just boggles my mind. You just crash landed. Why are people? The first thing people are thinking about doing is recording everything, grabbing their belongings. Like, you should be hauling butt off that airplane and getting far away from it as you possibly can. I get it. This day and age in social media, everybody wants to, get stuff on video and put it out there, but you gotta think about your safety and the safety of others. Like, you looking for your stuff, trying to get your belongings in a crashed aircraft, you're holding everybody up from exiting and egressing the aircraft. Like, stop being selfish, man. It's ridiculous. That is crazy.
We're coming down in Toronto, and I just feel like we smacked into a wall and just went oddly kind of sideways. I was sitting in the 10th row, just kind of in front of the wing, and just slid and slid and slid, and then I don't know. The thoughts are obviously a little confusing at that point, but next thing I know, I'm just upside down, suspended by a seat.
And I bet you're confused. You just landed. You just rolled over. You skidded down the runway. Plane's on its belly. And then that could just be just disorienting, man. And then you just get out of the airplane, and then you see the aftermath. And this is just craziness.
I'm thankful that I was wearing a seatbelt.
But
and the one thing I did in between
everybody made it out of this.
Dropping and talking was just sent a very quick text to my wife. My head was bleeding pretty good, so we kind of retreated far enough.
All those injured, man, they're about to get paid. They are about to get paid, I'm telling you.
Like we were standing in Antarctica.
What might have led to this crash?
That's always kind of the first question.
Yes.
And
yes, it is.
It really is premature.
Yes, it
right?
is.
We want to know right away. And that's why.
And that's right. Like, we want to know the answers right away, but we got to let the people do the investigations. And I'm just throwing out, things that I'm thinking about, right? A lot of people are throwing out things that they're thinking about. A lot of pilots are weighing in on this, and they're throwing out things that they're thinking about and possibilities that could have caused this. But not gonna know it till they conclude their investigations. But good thing is they got the flight data recorder and they got the crew that landed this aircraft.
We have in aviation the accident investigation process with professionals. Key things the investigators will look at is, why was it a hard touchdown?
Yes.
What produced the hard touchdown? And because of the hard touchdown, what happened? And that may be a lot of the story. Or we may find there are some other contributors that help take the situation beyond the normal, a little more difficult landing and turn it into this crash scene.
Exactly. There are other factors that are causing this, that could have caused this, right? Like I said, these are highly trained pilots. They do this day in and day out, right? What happened? Weather play a part in it. Exceeding the crosswind limitations, did that play a part in it? Air speeds, the type of approach they selected to do. Like, there's so many different factors that go into it. So yeah, we gotta let the investigators, you know, do their thing and pinpoint out.
A total of 19 passengers went to the local hospitals, with 2 more going to hospitals in the time period after. At this time, Delta Airlines has reported that 19 of those passengers have been released and 2 remain hospitalized. Our thoughts go out to all of the passengers impacted and their families.
All right, so like I said, as more information becomes available, I'll do another one of these updates, and we'll just keep talking about it, you know, because this is something you know, that we all want to understand. You know, why did this happen, right? So as always, hey, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you on the next one.